Good morning, guys. Right, subject for today's video is just places where you can find useful information and people you can find useful information from. Right, first off, subscribe, like, share. Don't forget to click the all icon on the subscribe button. Right, a few groups you can get in touch with that will be able to help you get access to and take part in archery as a visually impaired blind person. The first one is the RNIB. You will already have come into contact with them, the Royal National Institute for the Blind. At least if you live in the UK, you will have done. Basically, they are just a helpful group of people. They will bend over backwards to try and help you attain whatever goals it is you want to attain. Most of them have experience of visual impairment. So they're just a nice, useful bunch of people to find information from. They also have chat groups, like phone conference style chat groups where you can get together with people who have similar interests to you. Now in my area, the nearest we could get to a phone chat to do with archery was a general sports one, which quickly developed into just a football. I mean, I like football, but I don't want to talk about it for hours on end on a Tuesday evening. So I've dropped out of that. But there are lots of things like that available. They can also put you in touch with people who know about the sports you want to be interested in. So that they're useful from that point of view. So get in touch with a caseworker, have a chat. The next group is British Blind Sports. Now they are very, very useful, got lots of information, and they are purely to do with blind people, visually impaired people, taking part and participating in sports, and their whole existence is aimed towards facilitating that. Membership costs £20 a year, but for that membership you get a monthly newsletter, which just arrived yesterday as it happens. You get access to a ton of information in terms of people who can help, associations that can help, all sorts of stuff. But that's not just for archery, it's for any sport. They can also arrange classifications if you want to compete, and these are internationally recognised classifications. Like for instance for VI, you'd be classified as B1, which is virtually no sight at all the way through to B3, which is basically, it's like range impairment, depth perception, stuff you can still see but you have problems. But those classifications are internationally recognised. Right, so they're useful. As well as that though, the BBS have their own YouTube channel on which they post monthly and weekly exercise routines to aid blind people, visually impaired people, get their levels of fitness up without doing any major high impact exercise. So basically they gently ease you back into the sport, get your fitness levels up a little bit. They are really well produced, really well commentated or narrated, so you can follow the instructions quite easily and do the exercises quite easily, even if you've got no vision at all. And they range in subject matter as well. They're not just boring. They change all the time. They do weekly specials every now and again on a particular type of exercise, but each month is different. Like December this month, I believe, is boxercise, which is quite fun. I'd hate to see what I look like stood in my room doing my boxercise, but I look a right picture. But anyway, it's a useful thing to have. It's all low impact, but it's a good idea. Gets your fitness levels back up. If, like me, you've been out of it for a while because of the sudden onset of visual impairment, it can get you back into the swing of things. Right, so that's the RNIB, BBS. The next people to get in touch with, I would suggest, would be Archery GB. They are the governing body, and again, internationally recognised as the governing body for archery within the UK. Again, a mine of information. Anything to do with archery, you can find the information on their website once you become a member. Now, basically any archery club within the UK, or most of them, are affiliated to Archery GB. So in order to get membership to RGB, you've got to join a club. But that's where you'll find out where the clubs are. Send them an email or give them a bell. I'll include all the details in the description. Ask them, tell them about your situation. Ask them if they can help or recommend an archery club in your area, and they will do that. And if you're lucky enough, you may be in one of the areas that has a dedicated visually impaired archery club. I think there's about 8 in the UK who are dedicated purely and simply to archery for the visually impaired. Unfortunately, they're not in my area, but you never know. You might be one of those lucky people, in which case you'll be able to get involved straight away. So Archery GB, RNIB, BBS, Archery GB, AGB. The next thing I would suggest you get doing in terms of contacting is your local social services, and through them your low vision team. Now between them, they will be able to help you do all sorts of things. Now the low vision team are the guys who help with mobility training, like for instance with the white cane, that sort of thing, guide dogs, those sorts of things. They are a wealth of information. If they don't know anything about archery in your area, they'll find out for you. Because their sole aim in life is to help those with visual impairment, with low vision, to get the most out of society and the most out of their life as they possibly can, and get you back into society as well. Really nice bunch of people. At least from personal experience, the ones I've had contact with, really nice people. Get in touch with them. Now, I can't give you the social services information for your area, but just look up your local council's website, and social services will be listed on there. You can contact them through that. Right, there we go. Now, I would also recommend getting in touch with your local retailer. Now, I will include the details for Merlin Archery and Quick's Archery. Now, between them cover virtually the whole of the country. Now, you might not have one locally. My local one is 40 odd miles away. But at the same time, it's close enough to make a day of it. Now, they are perfectly happy to have a conversation on the phone and help as much as they can. They also have YouTube channels, which you can find information on. I don't think there's anything specific on there for the visually impaired, but give them on their YouTube channels. But they're only too happy. I've talked to them a few times, to my local Merlin. They'll give you all the help they possibly can. And with COVID the way it is, they may be able to arrange an appointment for you to go down with somebody and maybe try a bit of equipment out. So, details in the description. After that, it's down to getting in touch with your local archery club. Now, if you've contacted AGB, you'll have a list of the archery clubs in your area. Contact them through their own individual Facebook page or their own website. It'll be a little bit quicker than using some of the links that the clubs use on the AGB servers and things like that. Because chances are people will be talking on the Facebook especially from the archery club every single day. So you'll get noticed quite quickly. Get your name down they'll insist on you doing a beginner's course. Now, come the new year, from about mid-February onwards, most archery clubs will be running their beginners courses. So you need to get your name down now, because a lot of the time it is first come, first served. But you've got an advantage. You've got a disability. You've got a visual impairment. They will pull out all the stops, from my personal experience, to try and get you involved. So get in touch with them. Tell them what your circumstances are and that you would like to get into archery. I think you'll be quite surprised at how helpful they'll try and be. Now, the next thing after your initial contact, I think, is to make yourself a little bit of a nuisance. Well, not a nuisance, but find out when your local archery club, the one you're interested in, meets and practices, and go down, just on the spur of the moment, as it were, and introduce yourself, and ask if you can have a quick chat. Now, this serves two purposes. It gets your name associated with a face. It's always better if they can put a face to a name to a face when it comes time to arranging things. And it's better for you, rather than turning up on the day of your beginner's course, not knowing anything, what to expect in terms of the layout of the club and things like that. It's better for you if you can go down and and introduce yourself, and you may get one of the committee members to show you around, which come the day of your beginner's course will make things so much easier. Right, anyway, there we go. So all the details of RNIB, Archery GB, BBS, Quicks and Merlin Archery will be in the description. Your clubs and your social services you'll have to find the details for yourself, but AGB will help with that, and your local council website will help with that as well. Anyway, there we go. So hope you find it helpful. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And if I don't make another video before, which I think I will be, but if you don't see any more, have a good Christmas and a new year, and stay safe, stay well, and we'll talk again soon. Cheers, guys.